Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Hello, dear. I'm back. Did you miss me? Say yes. Of course you missed me. A daughter always misses her mother. You're less depressed today, aren't you? I can tell. I got your dress back. I'm afraid the stains didn't come out. You should have heard the lady at the cleaners. What did she do? Slash her thighs with a razor blade, she said. I had to admit you had. Really, dear, I've never heard of anyone doing that. It was so awful when your father and I went into the bathroom to see you perched up on the toilet. Your pretty white dress over your head, slashing away at your thighs. I don't think your father had ever seen your thighs before, and I hope he never will again. At least not under those unpleasant conditions. I mean, what could have possessed you? No one in our family has ever attempted suicide before now, and no one since either. It's a sign of defeat, and no one should do it. You know what I think? Jane. Jane!
What?
I don't think you ever attempted suicide at all. That's what I think.
How do you explain the stains then?
I don't! I always say stains will explain themselves, and if they don't, then there's nothing that can be done about it.
I did attempt suicide.
No, dear, you didn't. A daughter doesn't contradict her mother.
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Did you hear the voice of my therapist just then?
No, dear. Oh, now I hear it. He's saying what a fine daughter I have.
Mother! I'm home.
Oh, Jane, it's your brother. Dwayne, this is mad. We've got to stop meeting like this. Your father will find out. I'll tell him. Jane, you never do anything like that.
I'm mad for you. I find you exciting.
Oh, quick! There's the postman. Act busy. There. He's gone.
Oh, why must you taunt me? Let's get married.
We have two different blood types.
Oh, Mother, I love you.
Oh, God! Here comes your father.
Edith, what did you just whisper to Dwayne?
Nothing, Arthur. I was just finishing off my morning shopping.
And how is our daughter?
You're not my father.
Don't contradict your father. You love your father, Jane.
He's my brother.
Dwayne is your brother, dear.
Has she been seeing that psychologist of hers?
Well, not socially.
Good. I don't ever want to hear of you dating a psychologist again.
I never have.
Of course not, dear. You obey your father. You're a good daughter.
Not like some I could mention.
No.
I could mention some.
You could.
I could. I will.
Now?
Now. Francis, Lucia, Henrietta, Dolores, Charmante, Loretta, and Peggy.
Listen to your father, Jane.
No more slashing your thighs, young lady. I don't think that psychologist would ever go out with you again if he knew that you were slashing your thighs.
I don't go out with my psychologist. Of course you don't. He has a wife and 16 children. You're a good daughter. You listen to your father.
You're not my father.
Jane, you know he's your father.
If you're my father, you must be close to 50.
I am close to 50.
Let me see your driver's license.
Here.
This says you're 50. How'd you get them to put that down?
The truth is the truth, no matter how you look at it, Jane.
How come you don't look 50?
Your father never looked his age. Most girls would be pleased that their father looked young.
Most girls are pleased.
Jane's pleased you look young. Aren't you, Jane? Don't you think Arthur looks young for his age, Granddad?
What?
Don't you think Arthur looks young, Granddad?
Yes, breakfast.
Poor Granddad can't hear a thing.
Where is father?
Isn't he here? That's funny. I didn't hear the door close.
Granddad, Mother's having an affair with Dwayne.
What?
He can't hear Besides, you mustn't make up stories. I don't. Oh, the doorbell! Why, Jane, it's your psychologist. I recognized you from your photos. Jane has plastered her walls with your pictures. I don't know why.
How do you do? You must be Jane's mother.
Yes, I'm Edith Fromage. You probably saw my photos in the paper when you were a young boy. I invented cheese in France in the early portion of the century.
In what way did you invent cheese?
In every way. And this is my son, Dwayne Fromage.
How do you do, sir? How do you do? I didn't realize Jane's last name was Fromage.
Oh, it isn't. I had Jane by another husband, a Mr. Carrot.
My name isn't Carrot.
Oh, of course not, dear. It's Jane Carrot. Jane's very overwrought today. The stains wouldn't come out of her dress.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You think you're sorry? You should have seen the lady at the cleaners. I thought we'd have to chain her to the floor.
Perhaps Mr. Summers is hungry.
Oh, forgive me.
Oh, no, thank you.
Then how about some entertainment? Jane, play the piano for Mr. Summers.
I don't play the piano.
Of course you do. I've heard you play many times. You play very well.
I've never played the piano.
Mr. Summers would enjoy your playing. Please play.
I don't know how.
How do you know? Have you ever tried?
No!
There! You see then. Cello's her real instrument, but we never talk about it.
Please play, Jane.
But you do. Why else would we have one? No one else in the house plays.
I don't remember taking lessons.
You probably forgot due to all this string. You talk to her. She seems in a state. Come on, dear. Call me if you want, Mr. Summers.
I don't remember taking piano lessons.
Maybe you repressed it. My wife sent me the message about your attempted suicide. How did you do it, Jane?
I can't stand it. My mother says she's invented cheese, and I start to think maybe she has. There's a man living in my house, and I'm not sure whether he's my brother, or my father, or my grandfather. Can't be sure of anything anymore.
You're talking quite rationally now, and your self-doubts are a sign of health. A truly crazy person never thinks he's crazy. Now, explain the events that led up to your attempted suicide.
Well, a few days ago, I woke up and I heard this voice saying it wasn't enough.
Did you recognize the voice?
Not at first, but then it all started to come back to me. When I was 8 years old, someone brought me to a theater with lots of other children. We'd come up to see a production of Peter Pan. And I remember something seemed wrong with the whole production. Odd things kept happening. Like when the children would fly, the ropes would keep breaking, and the actors would come thumping to the ground, and they'd have to be carried off by the stagehands. There seemed to be an unlimited supply of understudies to take the children's places, and then they'd just fall to the ground. And the crocodile that chases Captain Hook seemed to be a real crocodile. It wasn't an actor. And at one point it fell off the stage, crushing several children in the front row.
What happened to the children?
Several understudies came and took their places in the audience. And from scene to scene, Wendy just seemed to get fatter and fatter until finally by the second act she was immobile and had to be moved with a cart.
Where does the voice fit in?
The voice belonged to the actress playing Peter Pan. Do you remember how, in the second act, Tinkerbell drinks some poison that Peter's about to drink in order to save him? And then Peter turns to the audience and says that Tinkerbell's going to die because not enough people believe in fairies. But everyone in the audience claps real hard to show that they do believe in fairies, maybe Tinkerbell won't die. And so all the children start to clap. We clap very long and very hard. My palms hurt and even start to bleed, we clap so hard. And then, suddenly, the actress playing Peter Pan turns to the audience and says, "It wasn't enough! You didn't clap hard enough and Tinkerbell is dead!" And, well, then everyone started to cry. The actress stalled off stage and refused to continue with the play. They finally had to bring down the curtain. No one could see anything through all the tears. The ushers had to come help us up the aisles and out into the street. I don't think any of us were ever the same after that experience.
How do you think this affected you?
Well, it certainly turned me against theater. But more damagingly, I think it's warped my sense of life. You know, nothing seems worth anything if Tinkerbell's just going to die.
So you wanted to die like Tinkerbell.
Yes.
Jane, I have to bring my wife to the hospital briefly this afternoon. So I have to go now. But I want you to hold on. I'll be back as soon as I can. I think you're going to be all right, but I think you need a complete rest. When I come back, we'll talk about putting you somewhere for a while.
You mean committing me?
No. This would just be a rest home. Completely temporary. Tinkerbell just needs her batteries recharged. Now, just make your mind blank, and I'll be back as soon as I can.
Thank you. I'll try to stay quiet till you return.
You're leaving. Won't you have my cheese first?
Thank you, Miss Fromage, but I have to go now. Please see to it that your daughter stays quiet.
Oh. You can rely on me.
Chin up.
Jane, dear, I brought you some sheet music. I thought maybe if you got settled on where Middle C was, it might all come back to you.
Please leave me alone.
I don't know why you turned against the piano.
Well, you know my one love was always the cello.
A good daughter does not speak to her mother in that tone. When you're ready to play the piano, let me know. Oh, the doorbell!
Ah, Madame Fromage.
Oh, Count, how nice. I don't think you've met my daughter. Jane, dear, this is the Count de Rochelet, my new benefactor.
How do you do, mademoiselle? My people and I are most anxious for your mother to make a comeback. All the times the people of France say, "Whatever happened to Edith Fromage, who gave us cheese?" It is time she left her solitude and returned to the spotlight and invented something new. And so, I come to you, charming mama, and I convince her to answer the call of the people of France.
Jane, say hello to the Count.
Hello?
Madame Fromage, I love you.
Oh, please, I don't want my son or husband to hear you.
Madame Fromage, I love you.
Not now! First, I must invent something new. Have you the ingredients?
Bravo! Let us make love to celebrate.
My son or husband might hear you!
What?
Shh, Granddad, go down to the cellar.
Madame Fromage, France will thank you for this.
And I will thank France. It is moments like these when I feel the most alive.
Viva Madame Fromage!
Tinkerbell?
Don't die!
That wasn't enough. She's dead. Tinkerbell's dead.